Buying a home should be a dream come true, but without the right knowledge, it can quickly transform into a financial nightmare that haunts you for decades. In this comprehensive exploration of real estate wisdom, we delve deep into the critical advice offered by seasoned professional Jackie Baker, who shines a light on the hidden dangers lurking within specific categories of residential properties. Her guidance is not merely about avoiding inconvenience. It is about safeguarding your life savings, ensuring the physical safety of your family, and protecting your future financial stability from catastrophic liabilities that are often invisible to the untrained eye during a standard walkthrough. The real estate market is filled with opportunities, but it is also strewn with traps designed to catch the unwary buyer. And understanding these pitfalls is the first step toward making a sound investment that will stand the test of time, rather than crumbling under the weight of unforeseen repairs and environmental hazards. Jackie Baker begins her cautionary tale by addressing the romantic allure of century-old homes, those properties that have stood for 100 years or more and often charm buyers with their historic character and architectural details. While these homes possess a certain nostalgia and beauty, Baker warns that they frequently come with infrastructure that is dangerously outdated and prohibitively expensive to modernize. The primary concern revolves around the plumbing systems, which in homes of this age often contain lead pipes that pose severe health risks to occupants and require complete replacement at a cost that can reach into the tens of thousands of dollars. This is not a simple repair job, but a major excavation and reconstruction project that disrupts the entire household. Furthermore, the electrical systems in such ancient structures often rely on knob and tube wiring, a method that was common in the early 20th century but is now considered a significant fire hazard. Even if this wiring was replaced several decades ago, perhaps in the 1950s or 60s, the insulation materials used during that era typically have a lifespan of around 70 years, meaning that a home purchased today could be living on borrowed time, with electrical systems that are reaching the end of their functional life right now. Additionally, these older homes are notorious for containing toxic materials like asbestos, which was commonly used to insulate hot water pipes and was embedded in floor tiles throughout the mid-20th century. Removing asbestos is not a do-it-yourself project. It requires hiring certified environmental professionals who follow strict safety protocols, making the remediation process an expensive and complex ordeal that can drain your budget before you even unpack your boxes. Moving beyond the structure itself, Baker highlights the immense dangers associated with properties that harbor underground oil tanks, a hidden liability that can become the most expensive mistake a homebuyer ever makes. Many older homes were heated using oil tanks buried beneath the yard, and even if the seller claims the tank has been decommissioned or filled with sand, the risk of soil contamination remains a terrifying possibility. If an underground tank has leaked even a small amount of fuel over the decades, the surrounding soil becomes contaminated with hazardous chemicals that require extensive remediation to clean up safely. The costs associated with fixing this environmental damage can skyrocket to as high as $250,000, a figure that can easily bankrupt a family and render the property unsellable. The terrifying aspect of this risk is that it is completely invisible from the surface. You cannot see the leak during a showing, and a single clean soil test might not be enough to guarantee safety, since leaks can occur in specific areas while other spots remain clean. Therefore, thorough testing around the entire location of the tank is critical, and buyers must be extremely skeptical of any property where the history of heating systems is unclear or where evidence of an old tank exists without proper documentation of safe removal and soil certification. Another major category of risk involves properties located within designated flood zones, which carry recurring financial burdens and unpredictable safety threats that persist regardless of past weather patterns. Homes situated in 100-year or 500-year floodplains are subject to high insurance premiums that can range from $1,700 to $5,000 per year, adding a significant monthly cost to your mortgage payment that many buyers fail to account for in their initial budgeting. Baker emphasizes that even if a home has never flooded in the past, it remains a high risk due to changing storm patterns and the increasing severity of weather events driven by climate change. The assumption that a property is safe because it has remained dry for decades is a dangerous misconception, as infrastructure and drainage systems may not be able to handle the volume of water from modern storms. Furthermore, this information is not always readily available on popular public real estate websites, meaning a buyer could fall in love with a home only to discover the flood zone status after making an offer. It is essential to have a real estate agent check the official multiple listing service or FEMA maps to verify the flood status before proceeding, as the liability of owning a home in a flood zone extends beyond insurance costs to include the potential loss of personal property and the structural integrity of the foundation itself. The phenomenon of quick flips by investment firms represents another treacherous area for home buyers to navigate with extreme caution and skepticism. These are properties that have been purchased by limited liability companies or private investors, renovated rapidly, and listed for sale at a significantly higher price within just 1 or 2 years of the previous transaction. The business model of flipping relies on speed and cost-cutting to maximize profit, which often results in shoddy workmanship that looks good on the surface but hides serious defects behind the walls. Baker advises buyers to look closely at the cosmetic details, such as the quality of the paint job, the alignment of the molding, and the finish of the fixtures, because these visible flaws are often indicators of rushed work. If the flippers did not take the time to paint evenly or install trim correctly, it is highly likely that they also cut corners on critical structural, electrical, or plumbing updates that you cannot see during a walkthrough. Inexperienced ownership often leads to hiring inexperienced contractors who may not pull the proper permits or follow building codes, leaving the new homeowner with a house that looks brand new but functions poorly and may require major repairs sooner than expected. Checking the sale history on public records can reveal if a home was bought low and sold high in a short period, which is a clear sign of a flip that warrants a deeper investigation into the quality of the renovations and the legitimacy of the work performed. Finally, Baker cautions against purchasing houses with highly customized features or niche designs that reflect the specific tastes of the previous owner rather than the broader market. While a built-in 500-gallon fish tank or an ultra-luxury kitchen that costs $300,000 might seem impressive to some, these features are often financial liabilities rather than assets. The problem lies in the fact that these customizations are expensive to remove if the new buyer does not want them, and they significantly decrease the resale value by narrowing the pool of interested buyers who share that specific vision. A home is ultimately an investment, and over-personalizing a property makes it harder to sell when the time comes to move on, potentially leaving the owner stuck with a house that sits on the market for months or years, because few people can appreciate or afford the maintenance of such unique elements. The cost of demolishing a custom feature and restoring the space to a neutral standard can be substantial, eating into the equity you hope to build through home ownership. Therefore, it is wise to seek homes with timeless designs and functional layouts that appeal to a wide audience, ensuring that your purchase remains liquid and valuable in the future real estate market. To uncover these hidden risks before committing to a purchase, it is strongly recommended to request a seller's disclosure document, which legally requires the current owner to reveal known issues with the property. This document can provide a history of the home's systems, such as the age of the roof, the heating and cooling equipment, and the water heater, helping you determine if recent updates were merely cosmetic or if they included necessary systemic improvements. Additionally, having a real estate agent check the official multiple listing service for flood zone status is crucial, as this information is often unavailable on public sites and can be the difference between a sound investment and a financial disaster. Professional inspections should go beyond the standard general inspection to include specialized evaluations for environmental hazards, electrical safety, and plumbing integrity, especially for older homes or those with a history of oil heating. Asking for permits and receipts for any major renovation work can also verify whether the flips were done legally and up to code, providing peace of mind that the work was inspected by municipal authorities. Ultimately, the goal is to approach the home buying process with a mindset of due diligence and healthy skepticism, understanding that the most expensive risks are often the ones you cannot see with your own eyes during a casual viewing. The emotional aspect of buying a home often clouds judgment, leading buyers to overlook red flags because they fall in love with the potential or the aesthetic appeal of a property. However, allowing emotion to drive the decision can result in purchasing a money pit that drains resources and causes stress for years to come. Jackie Baker's advice serves as a reminder that a home is not just a place to live, but a significant financial asset that requires careful evaluation to protect your wealth. The excitement of finding the perfect house should never override the practical necessity of ensuring that the property is safe, sound, and financially viable. By avoiding century-old homes with outdated infrastructure, properties with underground oil tanks, homes in flood zones, shoddy flips, and over-customized houses, buyers can significantly reduce the likelihood of encountering catastrophic expenses after closing. This proactive approach allows you to focus on enjoying your new home rather than worrying about the next major repair bill or environmental liability that could arise unexpectedly. The complexity of modern real estate transactions requires a level of vigilance that goes beyond simply viewing photos online or walking through an open house. Buyers must educate themselves on the specific risks associated with different types of properties and arm themselves with the right questions to ask sellers and agents. Understanding the lifespan of building materials, the history of environmental regulations, and the business practices of investment flippers empowers you to make informed decisions that align with your long-term goals. It is not enough to trust that everything is in order. You must verify every claim and investigate every potential hazard before signing the final papers. The cost of thorough inspections and legal reviews is negligible compared to the potential cost of fixing a leaked oil tank or replacing lead plumbing throughout an entire house. Investing in knowledge and professional guidance upfront is the best insurance policy you can buy when entering the housing market. Moreover, the implications of ignoring these warnings extend beyond personal finance to affect the broader community and environment. Leaking oil tanks contaminate groundwater and soil, posing health risks to neighbors and requiring government intervention in severe cases. Homes in flood zones strain emergency services and insurance pools when disasters strike, impacting the stability of the local housing market. Poorly flipped homes can degrade the quality of neighborhood housing stock, lowering property values for everyone on the block. By choosing to avoid these risky properties, buyers contribute to a healthier and more sustainable real estate ecosystem that prioritizes safety and quality over quick profits and superficial aesthetics. This collective responsibility underscores the importance of following expert advice and adhering to best practices when purchasing residential real estate. In conclusion, the guidance provided by Jackie Baker offers a vital roadmap for navigating the complexities of the home buying journey with confidence and security. By steering clear of properties with hidden environmental hazards, outdated systems, flood risks, poor renovations, and niche customizations, buyers can protect themselves from financial ruin and ensure that their home remains a source of joy rather than stress. The key takeaway is that the most expensive risks are often invisible, lurking behind walls, beneath floors, and within legal documents that require careful scrutiny. Taking the time to investigate these factors thoroughly before making an offer is the most important step you can take to secure your future. Whether you are a first-time buyer or a seasoned investor, applying these principles will help you avoid the pitfalls that trap so many others and lead you toward a purchase that is sound, safe, and financially wise for years to come. The dream of home ownership is achievable without the nightmare of hidden defects, provided you approach the process with eyes wide open and a commitment to due diligence that leaves no stone unturned in the search for a truly secure and valuable home. What are the main types of residential properties that real estate professionals recommend avoiding? Real estate professionals advise buyers to be cautious about century-old homes due to outdated infrastructure, properties located in flood zones because of insurance costs and risk, homes with underground oil tanks that pose environmental liabilities, recently flipped properties that may hide poor workmanship, and houses with highly customized features that can limit resale appeal and value. Why should buyers be careful when considering homes that are over 100 years old? Homes that are a century old or older often contain plumbing systems with lead pipes that require expensive replacement, electrical wiring like knob and tube that may be at the end of its lifespan and poses fire hazards, and toxic materials such as asbestos used in pipe insulation or floor tiles. Remediating these issues requires certified professionals and can cost tens of thousands of dollars, making these properties financially risky despite their charm. What makes underground oil tanks such a significant concern for homebuyers? Underground oil tanks represent a massive potential expense because even if a tank has been decommissioned or filled with sand, it may have leaked fuel into the surrounding soil over time. Soil contamination from oil requires extensive and costly remediation that can reach up to $250,000. A single clean soil test is not enough to guarantee safety, so thorough testing around the entire tank location is essential before purchasing a property with this history. How do flood zones impact the financial viability of a home purchase? Properties located in designated flood zones carry high recurring costs through mandatory flood insurance premiums that can range from $1,700 to $5,000 per year. Even if a home has never experienced flooding, changing weather patterns and increasing storm severity mean that past performance does not guarantee future safety. Additionally, flood zone information is not always visible on public real estate websites, so buyers must rely on their agent to verify official maps and listings. What warning signs should buyers look for when evaluating a recently flipped property? Buyers should pay close attention to cosmetic details such as uneven moldings, sloppy paint jobs, or misaligned fixtures, as these visible flaws often indicate that the renovation was rushed. If the surface work is poorly executed, it is likely that critical updates behind the walls, such as electrical, plumbing, or structural improvements, were also handled poorly or skipped entirely. Checking the sale history to see if the home was purchased at a low price within the last 1 or 2 years and is now listed at a significant markup can also signal a quick flip that warrants deeper investigation. Why can highly customized features in a home be a financial disadvantage? Highly customized features like built-in aquariums, themed rooms, or ultra-luxury kitchens designed for specific tastes can be expensive to remove if the new owner does not want them. More importantly, these niche elements narrow the pool of potential buyers when it comes time to sell, which can decrease the home's resale value and extend the time it spends on the market. A home with timeless functional design appeals to a broader audience and maintains better long-term investment value. How can buyers uncover hidden risks before making an offer on a property? Buyers should request the seller's disclosure document, which legally requires the current owner to reveal known issues with the property's systems and history. They should also have their real estate agent check the official Multiple Listing Service, or FEMA maps, for flood zone status, as this information is often missing from public sites. Hiring specialized inspectors for environmental hazards, electrical systems, and plumbing is especially important for older homes or properties with a history of oil heating. Asking for permits and receipts for any major renovations can verify whether work was done legally and up to code. What role does emotion play in the home buying process, and how can it lead to poor decisions? The emotional excitement of finding a beautiful home can cause buyers to overlook red flags or dismiss concerns about infrastructure, environmental risks, or poor renovations. Falling in love with a property's aesthetic appeal may lead to ignoring practical warnings that could result in costly repairs or financial strain later. Maintaining a balance between emotional connection and rational due diligence is essential to ensure that the purchase is both personally satisfying and financially sound. Why is it important to verify the history of a property's heating system? Knowing whether a home used oil heating and whether an underground tank was properly removed is critical, because unresolved tank issues can lead to massive environmental cleanup costs. Documentation of safe decommissioning and soil testing provides assurance that the property does not carry hidden liability. Without this verification, buyers risk purchasing a home that could require expensive remediation before it is safe or legal to occupy. How can changing climate patterns affect the risk assessment of a property in a flood zone? Climate change is altering storm frequency and intensity, meaning that areas previously considered low risk for flooding may now face higher probabilities of water damage. Historical data showing that a home has never flooded may no longer be a reliable predictor of future safety. Buyers must consider current and projected climate risks when evaluating properties in or near floodplains, as insurance costs and physical danger may increase over the lifetime of their ownership. What steps can buyers take to evaluate the quality of renovations in a flipped home? Buyers should ask for copies of building permits, contractor invoices, and inspection reports related to any recent renovations. They can also hire their own licensed inspector to evaluate the quality of electrical, plumbing, and structural work, not just cosmetic finishes. Walking through the home with a critical eye for details like straight trim, even paint, and properly functioning fixtures can reveal whether the flippers prioritize speed and profit over quality and safety. Why is a general home inspection sometimes not enough for older properties? A standard home inspection provides a broad overview, but may not include specialized testing for environmental hazards like asbestos, lead paint, or soil contamination from oil tanks. Older homes often require additional evaluations by certified professionals who can assess the condition of outdated systems and identify toxic materials that pose health risks. Investing in these targeted inspections up front can prevent unexpected and costly surprises after the purchase is complete. How does the resale potential of a home influence the decision to buy a customized property? When purchasing a home, buyers should consider not only their own preferences, but also the preferences of future buyers who may purchase the property down the line. Highly personalized features that reflect one owner's taste may not appeal to others, making the home harder to sell and potentially lowering its market value. Choosing a property with neutral, functional design elements helps ensure that the investment remains liquid and attractive to a wide range of buyers in the future. What is the most important mindset for a home buyer to adopt when evaluating properties? The most important mindset is one of informed skepticism and thorough due diligence. Buyers should approach each property with curiosity and caution, asking detailed questions, requesting documentation, and investing in professional inspections. Understanding that the most expensive risks are often invisible, and that emotional appeal should not override practical evaluation, helps buyers make decisions that protect their financial well-being and long-term satisfaction with their home. What does it truly mean to buy a home with your eyes wide open? It means looking beyond the fresh paint and staged furniture to understand the history, systems, and hidden liabilities that come with a property. It means asking difficult questions, demanding documentation, and being willing to walk away from a beautiful house if the risks outweigh the rewards. Buying with your eyes wide open is about protecting your future self from the financial and emotional burden of unforeseen repairs. How can the charm of an old home blind us to its potential dangers? The architectural details, original hardwood floors, and sense of history can create an emotional connection that makes us overlook outdated wiring, lead pipes, or asbestos. We romanticize the character of a century-old home while underestimating the cost and complexity of bringing its infrastructure up to modern safety standards. Recognizing this bias helps us appreciate beauty without ignoring reality. Why might the cheapest house on the block end up costing the most in the long run? A low purchase price can be tempting, but if the home requires major repairs to its foundation, electrical system, or environmental remediation, the total cost of ownership can far exceed that of a more expensive but well-maintained property. Hidden risks like underground oil tanks or flood zone liability can turn a bargain into a financial burden that drains savings for years. What role does fear play in the home buying process, and how can we use it wisely? Fear can paralyze us or push us into rushing a decision to escape uncertainty. But when used wisely, fear becomes a tool for caution, prompting us to ask more questions, order more inspections, and verify claims before committing. Healthy skepticism protects us from costly mistakes without preventing us from finding a home that is both safe and fulfilling. How do we balance emotional desire with financial prudence when choosing a home? We start by acknowledging our emotional response to a property, then deliberately separate that feeling from the practical evaluation of its condition, location, and long-term value. Creating a checklist of non-negotiable safety and financial criteria helps ensure that excitement does not override essential due diligence. The goal is a home that feels right and is also a sound investment. What does it say about our values when we prioritize aesthetics over infrastructure? Choosing a home based on looks alone suggests that immediate gratification matters more than long-term stability. It reflects a cultural tendency to value surface over substance, which can lead to regret when hidden problems emerge. Prioritizing infrastructure signals that we value safety, sustainability, and financial health over fleeting visual appeal. How can understanding the history of a property protect our future? Knowing whether a home had oil heating, experienced flooding, or underwent rapid renovations reveals risks that are not visible during a walkthrough. This knowledge allows us to budget for necessary repairs, negotiate a fair price, or walk away before assuming liability. History is not just about the past. It is a map of potential future expenses and challenges. Why is it important to think about the next buyer when making decisions about a home? A home is both a place to live and an asset to eventually sell. Features that feel personal or unique may limit the pool of future buyers, reducing resale value and extending time on the market. Considering the next buyer encourages choices that maintain broad appeal and protect the investment value of the property over time. What does it mean to be a responsible steward of a property? It means maintaining and improving the home in ways that protect its structural integrity, environmental safety, and community value. It involves addressing hazards like lead or asbestos properly, respecting flood zone regulations, and avoiding renovations that compromise quality for speed. Responsible stewardship benefits not only the owner, but also neighbors and future occupants. How can we cultivate patience in a fast-paced real estate market? by reminding ourselves that a rushed decision can lead to years of regret, while waiting for the right property protects our well-being and finances. Patience allows time for thorough inspections, careful comparisons, and reflection on whether a home truly meets our needs. In a market that rewards speed, patience becomes a strategic advantage. What lessons can we learn from homes that have been flipped quickly for profit? We learn that speed and cost-cutting often come at the expense of quality and safety. A flipped home may look perfect on the surface, but hide rushed electrical work, unpermitted renovations, or substandard materials. These properties teach us to value transparency, documentation, and craftsmanship over cosmetic updates and quick turnover. How does the concept of home extend beyond walls and roofs? Home represents safety, stability, and a foundation for life's experiences. When we buy a property with hidden hazards or financial traps, we undermine that sense of security. Recognizing that home is also an emotional and psychological space encourages us to choose properties that support well-being, not just square footage and curb appeal. What questions should we ask ourselves before making an offer on any property? We should ask whether we have verified the condition of major systems, understood the environmental and flood risks, reviewed the history of renovations, and considered the long-term costs of ownership. We should also ask whether the home aligns with our values, lifestyle, and financial goals, not just our immediate desires. How can we turn the anxiety of home buying into empowered action? By educating ourselves on common risks, assembling a team of trusted professionals, and creating a systematic process for evaluating properties. Anxiety diminishes when we replace uncertainty with knowledge and preparation. Each inspection, document review, and expert consultation builds confidence and clarity in our decision-making. What does it mean to buy a home that honors both your present needs and your future self? It means choosing a property that is safe, functional, and financially sustainable for the long term, not just appealing in the moment. It involves resisting the temptation to overlook red flags for the sake of immediate satisfaction. Honoring your future self ensures that the home you buy today remains a source of security and pride for years to come. What does it mean to truly see a home beyond its surface? It means recognizing that every wall, pipe, and wire carries a story of use, age, and potential vulnerability. To see beyond surface is to understand that beauty can coexist with risk, and that the most important qualities of a home are often invisible to the eye during a first visit. How do our dreams of homeownership sometimes conflict with practical reality? Our dreams often paint a picture of perfect spaces, emotional connections, and immediate satisfaction, while reality demands attention to budgets, inspections, and long-term maintenance. The conflict arises when we allow the dream to silence the practical voice that asks about roof age, flood history, or electrical capacity. Why might walking away from a house feel like failure when it can be an act of wisdom? Walking away can feel like losing an opportunity or admitting defeat, especially after investing time and emotional energy. Yet, it can be the wisest choice when the property carries hidden risks that threaten financial stability or personal safety. Wisdom sometimes looks like loss in the moment, but reveals itself as protection over time. What does it say about our priorities when we choose a home based on emotion alone? It suggests that immediate feelings matter more than long-term security, that visual appeal outweighs structural integrity, and that we trust our instincts over expert guidance. While emotion is a valid part of the process, letting it dominate can lead to choices that compromise our future well-being for present excitement. How can we learn to listen to the quiet warnings a property might be giving us? By slowing down, asking more questions, and paying attention to details that seem minor, but may signal larger issues. A musty smell, uneven floors, or fresh paint in only one room can be subtle cues that invite deeper investigation. Listening requires patience, curiosity, and the willingness to doubt first impressions. What role does trust play in the home buying journey, and how do we place it wisely? Trust is essential when working with agents, inspectors, and sellers, but it must be balanced with verification. Placing trust wisely means relying on professionals while still reviewing documents, asking for evidence, and seeking second opinions when something feels uncertain. Blind trust can leave us vulnerable. Informed trust empowers us. How do we reconcile the desire for a unique home with the need for broad market appeal? We acknowledge our personal tastes while recognizing that a home is also a financial asset that may need to be sold someday. Reconciling these desires means choosing customization that enhances rather than limits value, or accepting that some personal preferences may need to wait until after purchase, when they can be added thoughtfully. What can the history of a neighborhood teach us about the future of a property? Neighborhood history reveals patterns of development, environmental challenges, and community resilience that can affect property values and livability. A street with repeated flooding, a block with rapid turnover, or an area undergoing gentrification all carry implications for what owning a home might mean in years ahead. Why is it important to consider not just what a home is, but what it could become? Every property has potential, but that potential comes with costs, timelines, and uncertainties. Considering what a home could become helps us evaluate whether renovations are feasible, whether zoning allows our vision, and whether the investment of time and money aligns with our goals. Potential is exciting, but it must be grounded in reality. How do we define success when buying a home, and who gets to decide? Success might mean finding a safe place for your family, building equity, or creating a space that reflects your values. The definition is personal, and only you can decide what matters most. However, including practical measures like inspection results, budget adherence, and long-term affordability helps ensure that success is not just emotional, but also sustainable. What does it mean to buy a home with humility? It means acknowledging that we do not know everything, that experts can see risks we miss, and that even careful planning cannot eliminate all uncertainty. Humility opens us to learning, to asking for help, and to making adjustments when new information arises. It is a strength that protects us from overconfidence. How can the process of buying a home teach us about ourselves? It reveals our priorities, our tolerance for risk, our patience under pressure, and our ability to balance emotion with logic. The choices we make, the questions we ask, and the compromises we accept all reflect deeper values and beliefs about security, identity, and what it means to build a life. What is the difference between a house that looks perfect and a home that is truly sound? A house that looks perfect may have fresh paint, new appliances, and staged rooms that appeal to the eye. A home that is truly sound has reliable systems, documented maintenance, and a history that supports its condition. The difference lies in what is visible versus what is verified, in appearance versus integrity. Why might the most important conversations about a home happen before we ever walk through the door? Because research, preparation, and clear criteria shape how we interpret what we see. Knowing flood zone status, understanding typical repair costs for the area, and defining non-negotiables before viewing properties helps us evaluate homes objectively rather than being swept up in the moment. Preparation turns viewing into assessment. How do we honor both our hopes and our caution when making one of life's biggest decisions? By giving space to both, allowing ourselves to imagine a joyful future in a new home, while also rigorously examining the facts that support that vision. Honoring both means not letting hope silence caution, nor letting caution extinguish hope. It is a dance between optimism and prudence that leads to wiser choices.